Jay-Z completely lost it after Drake got better stats than him with his new album, and he clashed him hard. Drake and Jay-Z have been tied at 14 #1 albums each on the Billboard 200. That tie put them both at the top of the list for the most #1 albums by a rapper, and also the most by any male solo artist in the chart's history. Only Taylor Swift matched them among soloists, and only the Beatles sat above all three with 19. That tie held since early 2025, when Drake and Party Next Door's collaborative album debuted at #1. But on May 15th, 2026, Drake dropped not one, not two, but 3 albums at the same time. Iceman, Habibti, and Maid of Honor all arrived on the same day. Early projections suggested Iceman alone could sell up to 520,000 album equivalent units in its first week. That figure positioned the album for a #1 debut on the Billboard 200, which would give Drake 15 chart toppers and break the tie with Jay-Z for good. On top of that, Drake racked up roughly 250 million Spotify streams on launch day alone, which was described as a record-setting performance for a male artist on the platform. Simultaneous streams reportedly increased by 100% shortly after release. The numbers were staggering by any measure. Now here is where things get interesting between the two. On Iceman, Drake did not hold back. Across tracks like Janice STFU, Whisper My Name, and Make Them Pay, Drake aimed bars at Jay-Z and made it clear he no longer seeks validation from the old guard. On Janice STFU, he questions the relevance of veteran artists. On Whisper My Name, he references the famous internet debate about choosing between receiving $500,000 or having dinner with Jay-Z. Drake chose the money. Fans immediately connected the lyric to that viral meme and read it as a rejection of Jay-Z's mentorship. On the same album, Drake also targeted Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, Travis Scott, A$AP Rocky, Pusha T, and even LeBron James. But it was the Jay-Z disses that drew the most attention because of the record Drake was about to break. This didn't come out of nowhere. The tension between Drake and Jay-Z has been building for years. Jay-Z and Roc Nation oversee the Super Bowl halftime show selection process. When Kendrick Lamar was chosen to headline the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show, many Drake fans accused Jay-Z of picking sides in the Drake and Kendrick beef. In a GQ interview published in March 2026, Jay-Z addressed the speculation directly. He dismissed the idea that he was part of any conspiracy to undermine Drake. He pointed to his own status and said the suggestion made no sense. He said he chose the performer who was having the best year, and he thought it was the right choice. He asked what the battle between those two had to do with him. He also expressed concern about the fallout from the feud, saying that people who liked Kendrick now hated Drake regardless of what he made, and he questioned whether that was helpful to the culture's growth. He even admitted his own stance on rap battles could be seen as contradictory, given his own history with Nas. But here's the thing, that GQ interview happened before Iceman dropped, before Drake released bars aimed at Jay-Z across multiple songs, and before the projections showed Drake was about to take the #1 albums record away from him. The timing makes this situation layered. Drake spent over a year absorbing the fallout from the Kendrick battle. People questioned his relevance, his character, his standing in hip-hop, and his answer was to drop 3 albums at once, rack up record-breaking streaming numbers, and position himself to surpass Jay-Z on one of the most prestigious records in music history. Meanwhile, the disses on Iceman suggest Drake holds Jay-Z responsible for enabling the environment that made the last 2 years difficult for him. The Super Bowl halftime show selection, the industry dynamics, all of it. Whether Jay-Z responds remains to be seen. He has Yankee Stadium concerts planned for July and Roots Picnic in May. He has album anniversaries to celebrate, but now, for the first time in his career, he may no longer hold the record for the most #1 albums by a rapper, and the person who took it from him did it while sending shots his way on wax. That is the situation as it stands.